in the first. Oh, I got some nice lips right now. They're all shiny. Y'all ain't tell me my lips is all shiny. Bounce. Hey fam, what's up, what's up, what's up? This is Robert Anton here, robertantonnyc, coming to you with your No Frills American Idol commentary from a singer. Lord, I've been trying to fix this camera. I don't know what's going on. It just don't look right to me. It looked like it's, but I got to go with it, you know, just the way it is. Let me tell you, we are doing the American Idol season 12 auditions right now. The first half we are in San Antonio, Texas, and they were auditioning at Sunset Station. Vincent Powell was up first. He did Rock Me Baby Tina Turner, originally by B.B. King, and he's a returning contestant from last year. His voice really filled up the hall. He had a really great soulful sound. The judges were so they were really into it the whole time. And Nikki said she could imagine a gospel CD from him. Of course, he got 4 yeses to go through. Then we had Derrik and David Bacerott, I guess. Bacerott? I don't know. It don't make no difference because they weren't no good. Let me tell you, they did Let Me Love You by Mario, and they were obviously put up there to be funny, and all the judges said no, but they kept arguing like they were good or something and going back and forth, and I just wrote they got way too much camera time. It was such a waste, and they just didn't deserve it. I just didn't feel like they deserved it. Next we had Savannah Votion. She did At Last by Etta James, and she blew this audition away. Good pitch and tone and a nice bit of rasp to her voice. I especially like that she took her time and she didn't rush. She was just, and she took a little time to breathe, and you know, because there's a lot of music in there and you could just go through it if you want to, but she just did her thing and just relaxed, and I really enjoyed it. Mariah called her a big voice talent, and Keith said he heard a lot of life in her voice, and of course she got 4 yeses to go through. Then Jo Garcia tried And I'm Telling You. I thought they were going to do several really bad people, but they stopped right there. Of course, she got 4 no's. Cristabel Clark was up next. 29 did If I Ain't Got You by Alicia Keys, and she had a really, really nice, sweet voice and pulled off some good riffs. There were some disconnects in there for me, but it was pretty good. Keith said it was beautiful to listen to, and Randy said she's what the whole thing, meaning the auditions, is about, and she got 4 yeses. Last on day 1 of San Antonio was Difani. She did Stronger by Faith Hill, and her husband nominated her, and Randy surprised her at a football field. A lot of people all over the place, oh my God, in the stands and stuff. That was so nice. And she started out big and strong, then brought it down a little bit to caress the notes and all that good stuff. I thought she had a nice voice, but wasn't really blown away. Keith said pretty tone, and she got 4 yeses to move to Hollywood. I know I'm flying through this, but I know it's going to be long because it was a 2-hour show and there were a lot of auditions, a lot of things to talk about. So please thumb this up if you're enjoying it. Make sure to stick around and check out my end card. I got a new end card and I really want you guys to see it, and let me know what you think about it, any changes I might make. I'm going to try a few different things, but if you guys can tell me some things that you would like to see, then maybe I can try those out. Day 2 of San Antonio started out with Victoria Acosta. She did Big Girls Don't Cry by Fergie, a natural performer. She really performed the song well. Her voice was so resonant and sometimes kind of loud though, but you know, she made a little sweet at the end, brought it down really nicely. Randy asked her to sing some mariachi though, and she blew it away. Just more connected to the music and to the material. And this is something about something that you really love and something you do all the time and you're really into. When you're choosing an audition song, sometimes you're like, oh, I want to choose something that's going to blow them away and blah, 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 blah. You learn something brand new and all that good stuff. And then you do it. And then they say ask you for something else and you just pick something off the cuff that you know really well, that you sing all the time. And you are so invested in it emotionally and vocally. That is what you should go with in the first place, because you might not get that second chance. So we could see her talent and stuff like that, and that she was really good from, you know, the first song, but really, it really clicked perfectly when she did the second song, and she got 4 yeses to go through. Remember that for your auditions. Then we had a few little funny auditions. Stefan Jones screamed at the judges for a while. Ongelo something Clark tried some Katy Perry. Carolyn Jackson destroyed, I wrote destroyed, some Beyonce in several keys. Then we got Papa Peachez came up and he did an original song. I wasn't sure about his vocal production, the way he produced his sound, but he did some really nice runs. I mean, really nice. And he had a pretty wide wide range. It was just kind of unfocused in my opinion. Nikki said she thought he's a superstar. Randy said if he got some vocal lessons, he could really have something, and I totally agree with that. If he learned how to control his voice because of his range and the sound and the way, I mean, just this really nice tone, I think he would really have something special. He got 2 yeses and 2 nos, and then they did the tiebreaker thing. It would seem to me that 2 and 2 to mean they wouldn't go through, but whatever. Randy was the tiebreaker, and they put him through to Hollywood. Next we had Sanni. Sanni was 16. I'm so sorry. I could not pronounce his name, and I don't remember how they pronounced it. But he did Who's Loving You by Michael Jackson. And he had me smiling from the moment he walked in, even from his pre-roll, because he just had so much energy. He was so sweet. He was just so kind and just ebullient. Just a great, he seemed like a great kid. Really good energy and a nice voice with a lot of confidence as a performer. I enjoyed his performance so much. Randy called him fresh. Keith said he sold him in the middle because he did some really nice runs in the middle, and he got 4 yeses to go to Hollywood. Then Adam Sanders came up, 19. He did I'm Getting Excited, Rather Go Blind by Etta James. And let me tell you, and I'm not going to go on too much, this little guy was in Crete Ingles' Idol Search, and I was a judge that season, and just a lot of talent, such a big voice, you know. And I've been following him on YouTube for about 2 years since then, and I just was so excited to see him on the show. And he did not let me down. He got it right in there, had a nice attack with the song. I like that he didn't change the lyrics. He said, you know, my friends tell me, girl, blah, blah, blah. He didn't bother changing the lyrics, just sang it the way it was. I'm really respectful always of that when artists do that. And when he went up into his head voice, he had Mariah throwing up her hands, and Nikki was blinking at him like, I can't believe what I'm hearing. 3 judges stood for him. Nikki didn't stand. Nikki ain't stood for nobody yet. And he got 4 yeses to go on to Hollywood. Congrats, man! Yeah, I'm so happy. Anyway, we were looking forward to this because all of us in Crete Ingles have been watching. You know, there's a Facebook group, and we were watching and waiting for him. And it was just so good to see that he did so well. Next up, we had Long Beach, California, day 1. And this was the 2nd hour of the show. And they auditioned on the Queen Mary. Mariah and Nikki were late for the audition, so the guys started without them. They did the first audition without them, and then Mariah arrived after the first audition to join them. Shuba Badula did Something's Got a Hold of Me with just the 2 guys watching by Etta James, and I was so surprised that she had such a big full voice. Just really was. And I was thinking Siobhan Magnus. Is that racist? I'm sorry if it is, but that's what I was thinking. You know, immediately I was comparing the 2, and I was like, oh, let me see. She got 2 yeses. She went through to Hollywood. Then Brian Martinez, 21, came up. He did You'll Be in My Heart by Phil Collins. Very rarely do you hear someone sing without hitting a note, right? But this guy accomplished it quite well. I mean, just try to keep it positive, right? He got 3 no's, and in his interview, he said it wasn't a good experience for him. Yeah, okay. Matt Farmer was up next. He was 26. He did Change Is Gonna Come. And Matt had a good voice. I really liked his voice, and the presentation was, for me, I thought it was a little messy. I really did. But you could see that he had a nice sound. He had a nice voice there, and I want to see more from him. He got 3 yeses. Of course, there were only 3 judges there at the time. Stephanie Sansa was next. She did Fire to the Rain by Adele. And she broke into some screamo thing and flipped the bird at the judges and broke something on the set. And I was just like, why would they let her go through? And why would she spend all day, however long it took, in order to go through? And how did she even get there? But apparently, she's also appeared on America's Got Talent and X Factor and did pretty much the same thing. So, you know, I guess they figured it was good theater or whatever, so they just let her on through, and I don't understand it, but whatever. Then Miss Nicki Minaj arrived. She had something to shoot for an awards show beforehand, so she got there a little late. I guess she figured, hey, Keith Urban can be leaving. He got stuff to do. Well, I got stuff to do too, right? So next up we had Josiah Baer. She was 16. She did Settle Down by Kimbra. And she was singing with a nice bit of tone, you know. Then the fire alarms went off and they had to start evacuating the ship. So when they came back, she started again. And I liked how she was scatting and stuff. And I just really enjoyed her sound and her voice. Reminded me a few of the unique voices from The Voice, the show. Should I be mentioning them on the American Idol commentary? Like this, hey, listen, there ain't nobody paying me to do this. I can do what I want to do. She got 4 yeses to go through to Hollywood. And next they did a little skit about the Queen Mary being haunted and incorporated it into some of the auditions with ghosts coming in and out and playing along and singing with the contestants and stuff. It wasn't exactly funny, but it was interesting and it was cute. I kind of liked it, I do have to say. Then we had Micah Johnson. He did Chicken Fried by the Zac Brown Band. And I'll talk about many of the storylines in here because it's just, sometimes it's just too much. But the doctors hit a nerve while they were taking out his tonsils, right? And it left him with a speech impediment. But that all disappeared when he sang. And I was like, what? I mean, just totally disappeared. So he had a really good sound and all the judges were clapping and screaming for him. He got 4 yeses. And then afterwards, Randy was saying, oh, I've never been punked like that or something like that. And in his interview, he was speaking kind of normally. So I'm like, was this a psych out? Was this or what, did he really... I still don't know, and I don't know if you guys know. If you think you know, let me know down in the comments. But I guess we'll find out more as we go along. I still don't know if it was really his story or if it was something that they did to the judge. I don't know. I don't know. Day 2 of Long Beach, they finally had the 2 ladies sitting side by side today because they've been switching people around trying to find the chemistry and stuff like that. So they had them sitting side by side and I didn't notice any strangeness or anything, but somebody on Twitter was like, well, Mariah did have her chair turned a little away from Nikki and was a little closer to Randy. I don't know. I didn't see that. Did any of you see that? I thought it was just perfectly normal. I thought they looked fine together. First up, we had Kimberly Rachel Hale. She did People Get Ready by the Impressions old song. And I don't know if it's me, but it seemed like a lot of people were really trying to fill the room. You know, they were in a big place and it seemed like they were trying to fill the room, so they were kind of getting loud and kind of over singing. And I felt that just a little bit loud from her. I thought she had a nice voice, but you know, she was just pushing a little bit for me. Randy said she was the happiest contestant they ever had, and she was really happy. She was me times 200. Yeah, I mean, just yeah, but she got 4 yeses to go through, and that was that. Brianna Oakley was 16. She did Up to the Mountain by Patty Griffin, and she was bullied because she got featured on a TV show at 12. And I wasn't surprised that she had an amazing voice. I mean, people were really down on her because she was featured and she was really great. I figured she was gonna get up there and blow them away, and she did. And to be 16, she was so comfortable in front of the judges and with the cameras and everything, and just again took her time, did her thing, and this was just a really great audition. She got 4 yeses to go through. And I mentioned on Twitter that there are a lot of really strong girls so far this season. So maybe it's a girl's year. Come on, y'all. Let's keep them fingers crossed for a women's year this year if they turn out to be really wonderful. And last but not least, we had little Mateus Fernandez. He was 21. He did Change Is Gonna Come, also by Sam Cooke. Our second Sam Cooke, Change Is Gonna Come. He had a nice voice and he did some good things with the song, including the judges' names and begging and pleading kind of style, you know. Nikki called him a unique, special person and made him cry. Then Mariah said she was holding back tears and he could sing anything for her any day of the week. And he got 4 yeses, and Keith got up to give him a big hug. And if you want to see his story, you can see his story by watching whatever clips on the YouTubes here. So 50 contestants went through to Hollywood from Long Beach. I don't know how many went through from San Antonio. How did I miss that? Or did 50 go through from the whole night? I don't know. They got me confused running these two together, and I know they didn't say nothing at first. And tomorrow night we are in Oklahoma. I hope you are enjoying the commentary. This is Robert Anton, robertantonnyc.com. I'm out. Peace. Let me see you bounce, 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 bounce.